Let's see some of the properties of C programming language by taking an example. Now let us assume that this is the program which is written in order to convert a Fahrenheit to Celsius. The temperature which is given in Fahrenheit, let's say we want to convert it to Celsius, and we are going to convert like this. For given Fahrenheit 0, what is its Celsius value, and for the given Fahrenheit 20, what is its Celsius value, so on. For the given Fahrenheit 300, what is its Celsius value. So what I mean to say is, now I want to print a table saying that for 0, if Fahrenheit is 0, then what is its temperature in Celsius, right? And for Fahrenheit 20, what is the temperature in Celsius, and then 40, and so on till 300, right? So what is it? I want to find out these conversions for these values in steps of 20, right? See this, the difference between these two values is 20, 20, 20, right? Therefore I am computing it in the steps of 20, starting from 0, ending at 300. Okay, now let's see the program written for this. Hash include stdio.h. Now this line is just a preprocessor directive which is showing, which will indicate the preprocessor to include this file in this program. Why is it needed? As I told you that wherever you are going to use printf, since printf is a library function and we are not declaring it. Now before you use any function, you have to declare it. So one rule in C programming language is, before you use a function or you use a variable, you are supposed to have their declarations, right? And if a function is from a library, we generally don't declare it. Okay, so all those declarations will be present in the header files, and we simply include the header file in it, right? So that is why we are using it. We shall see about it later, more details later. And the next one is, if you see this line starting with backslash followed by a star, it is generally comments, right? It means that the comment is starting at backslash followed by a star and ending with star followed by a slash, right? So this okay, now sorry, it is a forward slash, right? So forward slash followed by a star. So generally we are going to write the comments like this: forward slash star, it is starting, and you can write any amount of text in that, and then star followed by slash, right? So whatever is present between these two, this everything is considered as a comment, and this comment is generally used for the readability. Now why do we include it? So that people who are reading this program will understand what this program is about. If you want to include that, increase the readability of your program, just include it. Now if you see this, it is just saying that print Fahrenheit to Celsius table for Fahrenheit 0, 20, 300, which means it is just giving us the information about this entire program. But then this is not really useful for executing the program, which means our computer need not know about this, right? Therefore your preprocessor will simply remove it. So this is going to be present in the text format of our program, but while compiling it will be removed and it will not be used, right? And the next one is, we are starting the program, and as I told you, if you have to execute a program, we should definitely contain the main function. That is why I am writing the main function. And if you see it, nothing is there in the arguments. Therefore you need not send any argument to main, you can directly write it, right? So for any function, if you want to send some arguments, you can send them, or if you don't want to send anything, you can leave it like that. Okay, now we are going to start the body of the main function. Now if you observe it, we are writing int farh, it is a variable, and then Celsius, it is a variable. Now if you observe this entire line, int Fahrenheit comma Celsius, right, this is a statement, and this statement is saying that Fahrenheit and Celsius both are variables of type int. Int means integer, right? So this is called as declaration. Now in a declaration, we generally specify what are the variables we are going to use and what are their types, right? And we can have any number of variables of a type or variables of different types. So later we shall see what are all the types of variables possible. Here we are just using integer. Now what is the meaning of this one is, it means that Fahrenheit is a FARH, this is a variable which will have a capacity to hold a number which is an integer, and this capacity is already predetermined based on what your implementation is. For example, some implementations will try to make this integers to be a 16-bit number, right? And some of them will use it to be 32-bit number, right? Now in case if it is a 16-bit number, right, and if it is a signed number, right, then it is going to have a particular range. In case if it is 32-bit, it is going to have a particular range, right? Generally the range of this one is going to be minus 2 power minus 15 to 2 power 15 minus 1. So this is the range if you assume that we are having a 16-bit number. Now if you assume that it is 32-bit, the range is going to be minus 2 power 32 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1. Now what does it mean is, if you are going to have a system in which integer is implemented as 16-bit number, then the numbers that you can store in this foreign heat can range from here to here, right? If it is implemented in a system in which integer is given 32-bit size, then the numbers can range from here to here. That is the meaning of it, right? So every variable before it is used has to be declared, and this is the statement which is used for declaration. It is simply saying that there are two variables and these two variables are of type integer. Got it? And the next one is, in the next line we are again declaring few more variables, right? So you need not use two statements to declare 5 variables separately. You could have done it in the same statement, but then you can also do it in different statements as well. Also you can declare every variable in a separate line also, which means you would have written int foreign heat, int Celsius, int lower, int upper, like that. It is all up to you, so how you want to write, okay? And the next one is lower equal to 0. So this is called as initialization. Initialization means we are simply initializing lower to 0, which means we are assuming that initial value of lower is going to be 0 before we start execution, right? And again this is a comment, right? It is saying that lower limit of the table, which means we are starting from 0. And similarly upper value is taken to be 300. It is simply saying that we are going from 0 to 300. That is the meaning of it, okay? And step equal to 20. So it is also initialization. One more thing you should understand is every statement should always end with a semicolon in C. If you miss this semicolon, it will be a compilation error, okay? Now why are we using these 3 variables is, I want to later use these 3 variables in such a way that we are going to start from 0 and we are going to end at 300 and we are going to increment in the steps of 20, okay? And these are the comments about them. And the next one is foreign heat equal to lower, which means before starting I'm assuming that initial foreign heat equal to lower, right? Now while is the loop, okay, see this. Now you can take each value, and for each value you can compute the Celsius value and you can print it there. But then by writing while loop, right, so why are we, okay, see one more thing, this entire thing is called as a while loop. So there is while followed by this parenthesis and there is a condition inside and followed by this curly braces. Now this entire thing is called as the body of the while loop. Now why do we use this while loop is, if we have to do certain thing over and again, then instead of writing this same code many times, you just write the code once and then you put it in the while loop. Then what happens is, it will be executed once, and after executing again you are going to check the condition, and again it will be executed if the condition is true. So this one will be executed many times, right? Now for every value here for the foreign heat, I have to find out what the Celsius value is, isn't it? Now this code which is converting this foreign heat into Celsius is actually the same thing. Now I don't want to do it many times, therefore I'll just write it for one time conversion and then I put it in a while loop in such a way that while loop is going to take care of all the remaining occurrences, right? So now here if you observe it, while foreign heat is less than or equal to upper, which means till we are going to start from 0, isn't it? Foreign heat equal to lower means we are starting from 0, and foreign heat is less than or equal to upper means still we reach 300, which means 0 to 300. We are going to do this. Right, now what is this actually doing? Celsius equal to 5 into Fahrenheit minus 32 by 9. So this entire line is simply the formula used for conversion, right? So we know what the Fahrenheit is. Initially it will be 0. Now it will be 0 minus 32 by 9 into 5. Now you are going to get some value for this that will be stored in the Celsius. Now we are going to print. So the printf is just going to print something onto the screen. Now what is that we are going to print? Now this entire thing, this entire string here is containing %d backslash t, %d backslash t. Now if you observe it, this %d is called as type format specifier. Okay, now this says what is the format in which you want to see the output, right? Format specifier means this. So if you have to understand what it really stands for, %d, it means that, see this. Now okay, one more thing is, whenever you have this %d, after this string constant, whatever you have, it will be matched with this, right? The number of occurrences of this percentile followed by a character like this, %d, again %d is there, they should match up with the number here. Okay, now how many have you given here? 2. Now how many are present here? 2, right? Now what it means is, take the variable Fahrenheit, FAHR. Now assume that it is a 16-bit number, right? Now there will be some value present in this, isn't it? Now let us say the value present here is, I am just randomly taking 0, 0, 1, 0, something like this, 1, 1. Now these are sequence of bits. Now what does these bits have to be interpreted as? Now if you have a sequence of bits, they can be interpreted in many ways, isn't it? If you convert them into hexadecimal, they look like something. If you convert it into a decimal number, they look like something. If you assume that this number is this entire, all the bits are representing a character, and if you find out the number of that character and go to the ASCII table, that character will look like something, right? Now here you are specifying that these bits have to be displayed as these bits have to be printed as a decimal number. That is the meaning of this one, right? So what is the meaning of %d is, this is specifying that the bits present in this one have to be interpreted as a decimal number, and you want to see the decimal number in the output printed, right? The same thing applies here. Again, the bits which are present in this variable Celsius has to be interpreted as a decimal number, and that decimal number has to be printed onto the screen. That is the meaning of it, right? Now similar to %d, there are various format specifiers, right? So some of the format specifiers I'll just explain you here. After this we shall see what these format specifiers are. Now again, if you see this, there is one more escape sequence. This is called as escape sequence / followed by t. Now what is this one specifying is, after printing the value in this as a decimal number, you just print a tab means 4 spaces, right? And again there is \n. So this \n is saying that after printing this number as a decimal, the value present in here as a decimal number, you print you go to the next line. That is the meaning of it, right? So these everything put together, they will be used for formatting the output, and so this entire string can also be called as a formatting string, right? So they are just showing what is the format that our output should appear as. That is the meaning of it. Got it? Fine. Now what will happen is, for every value of the Fahrenheit, it will first print the decimal value of the Fahrenheit temperature, and now it will give 4 spaces, and after that it will print the value of the Celsius temperature, and then it will go to the next line, right? So what you are going to see is some Fahrenheit temperature followed by 4 blank spaces, and then the Celsius temperature, and then we go to the next line and we do the next thing. Got it? And after that, Fahrenheit equal to Fahrenheit plus step, which means initially if it is 0, now it is going to be incremented by 20, and again that value will be stored in foreign, right? So before entering the while loop, we will check this condition. Only if it is right, we enter it, right? Now what is the initial condition? Fahrenheit is less than or equal to upper. Initially Fahrenheit is set to 0. 0 is less than or equal to 300. So we enter it and we do this everything, and after that foreign heat is incremented by 20, y step is 20, which means foreign heat will become 20. Now we come out of this while loop and again we get into this and again we check the condition. Now again we check the condition, checking whether foreign heat is less than or equal to upper. Now the foreign heat is 20, 20 is less than or equal to 300, which is true. So again we execute the same thing. Now what happens is, for 20 the corresponding value will be printed, the Celsius value, right? Now if you observe it, since both the values here, both the foreign heat and the Celsius, since they are declared as the integers, the output also you are going to see it as integers. Okay, we shall see there is something called as truncating. Now when I do integer division, if there is a variable integer, now if I do 5 by 2, if these two are integers, then what happens is the result is going to be automatically integers. We shall see the rules that are used by the C programming language later, but for now you understand that even though it is 5 by 2, even though you are supposed to have 2.5, this 0.5 will be truncated completely, right? And only you are going to see the integer values. Now if you want to see the fractions also as a floating point number, I'll show you how it will be done later. Okay, so this entire program is simply used to take what is the foreign heat value and convert it into Celsius from 0 to 300. Okay, now if you observe this, we have seen percentile D, how it is going to be used. Now we shall see various modifications of this, or various variations which are present for this one. Now if you see this here,